In this case, it's clear that the respondents are the ones in charge of security in this country. They are, in effect, in charge of execution of warrants of arrest. They have clearly shown that they have no respect for the rule of law and will not comply with the orders of this court. To my mind, even if the citizens were to arrest them, they will still be placed at the disposal of their juniors. And if they can disobey and disregard the orders of this court with such impunity, I do not see how any of their juniors will execute the warrants against them or even hold them in custody if arrested by citizens.
Justice George Odunga did not mince his words while describing the conduct of the three senior government officials.
A declaration that the first, second, and third respondents have violated Article 10 of the Constitution by failing to adhere to the rule of law in the sense that they have brazenly disobeyed the orders of this court. It is, however, not appropriate in these proceedings to declare them unsuitable to hold public offices.
The judge further said the three, just like any other Kenyan, are not above the law.
2. Each of the first, second, and third respondents are hereby penalized to pay a fine of Kenya shillings 200,000 personally. The said sum will be deducted directly from their next month's salaries, and the Deputy Registrar of this court is directed to transmit the order of this court to their respective employers forthwith.
Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, Inspector of Police Joseph Boinnet, and Immigration PS Gordon Kehalangwa were required to explain the continued detention of Dr. Miguna at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and the failure to produce him in court. On Wednesday, the three were convicted for contempt of court and were again summoned to appear for sentencing today morning, but they failed to appear in court, and their actions angered Miguna's lawyers more.
And let not lawyers like Mutinda take the court for granted, that they can come here and say anything and get away with it. You have residual powers to make an order that Mr. Mutinda will never appear before a superior court during his practice of the law.
For the better part of the day, Justice George Odunga listened to the summary and closing remarks from both sides of the divide. The three respondents in this case, represented by State Counsel Charles Mutinda, defended themselves, asking the judge to dismiss the application by Miguna's lawyers to have them serve a jail term. But Miguna's lawyers wanted a stiff, tougher penalty. But in the end, the three respondents, it seems, got off the hook, at least as far as the jail term is concerned.
That they report to committee prison in the next 24 hours. I think we better be specific so that it's not in doubt. That they report to the committee prison by 2 o'clock tomorrow. And the officer in charge of committee prison be directed to receive them.
Also on the receiving end was the State Counsel, who was representing the three respondents. State Counsel Charles Mutinda, who failed to explain why the three respondents did not show up, also had to defend himself against an application by Miguna's lawyers who wanted him jailed.
The application to have myself committed for contempt, I take it as a way of intimidating myself.
In sentencing the three, High Court Judge George Odunga said he found it impractical to send the officials to jail because their juniors are the ones charged with the responsibility of arresting them and taking them to prison. The judge has ordered that fine be deducted from their next month's pay. He castigated them for disregarding the rule of law despite having sworn to protect and to uphold the Constitution. Nimrod Tabu, NTV, Nairobi.
The power of the executive.